Daniel Fried, who retired in 2017 after a 40-year State Department career that included serving as U.S. sanctions coordinator under President Obama, offered his sharp critique of the Obama administration's response to Russian actions during an interview on the NewsPulse news podcast Skullduggery. But Fried said the lack of teeth in the president's actions may have only emboldened the Russians. "I think it was an inadequate response, and I think the Russians understood it as inadequate," Fried said. "The Russians are pretty good at calculating costs and benefits." Fried said he gives the Obama White House a lot of credit for a forceful response to Russia's aggression in Ukraine in 2014, including authorizing the deployment of NATO troops in the Baltics and Poland. But asked how frustrated he was by the White House response, Fried replied, "Extremely. I think we missed an opportunity." Asked how frustrated he was by the White House response, Fried replied, "Extremely. I think we missed an opportunity." Fried's comments came during a wide-ranging interview in which he described as puzzling the fact that President Trump's White House undercut UN Ambassador Nikki Haley this week by pulling back on plans for additional sanctions against the Russians to punish President Vladimir Putin's government for its support of the Syrian regime of President Bashar Assad. Fried said he found Trump's pullback on sanctions especially disheartening because the administration had just a week earlier unveiled stiff actions, including blacklisting Russian oligarchs and senior government officials in response to what was described as Moscow's malign activity around the globe. At a moment when the Trump administration could make a reasonable case that it was starting to develop a serious policy toward Russia, Fried said, the president had once again undercut the effort. What especially infuriated him, Fried told Skullduggery, is that the White House's plan was to lift the sanctions in exchange for nothing, sort of as a goodwill gesture to the Russians, which I found somewhere between shocking and astonishing, that somebody would be played for such a sucker. The proposed action, which Fried believed was being pushed by then National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, would have been an actual surrender of an important American position and a betrayal of a country, Ukraine, that was under the threat of Russian aggression. More Skullduggery from NewsPulse News.